I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact focused on personal growth, my Knowledge Workbook series and Creative Healing course can help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about we never get past being casual. So sometimes you could wind up going on a bunch of dates with somebody and it's going okay and you feel like there's a good connection, but for some reason you can't get it to be a commitment. They don't want more than just being casual or not being exclusive, and it could be really frustrating. If you really like the person, you're really hoping that things are going to go in a direction, that you're going to spend more time with them, and it can't quite get there. So this happens a lot. And a big part of that is understanding that people have different needs. And people that are more avoidant tend to run away from closeness. They tend to steer away from commitment. So I've got a good email coaching with somebody that really struggled to getting past that casual point. And you've probably been in a situation like this, right? Where you really like somebody and you hope it's going to go good, and it just doesn't seem to go where you're hoping it will be. Now, this guy is in his mid-20s, but this woman is in her very early 20s. He says, we've known each other for a year and been on and off in that time. We have been intimate before and gone on dates. However, it has never led anywhere. It has always been just quote unquote casual. I have come to find out that she is an avoidant. I believe a particularly bad case. She has a history of parental abuse in her childhood. As far as I'm aware, it may have been physical, though I'm not sure. Okay, so obviously that's awful for somebody to grow up in that environment. You don't trust people. You can't count on people. And then it comes out in your romantic relationships. And, you know, it takes people time to work through that in life. She's in her very, very early 20s here. And so a lot of times people haven't done that at that age, you know, till they get closer to 30. He says, I spoke to her and she knows I want more. Right now, I'm in no contact with her. The story of the event so far. We met last summer and became each other's best friends. The honeymoon phase. We were on and off, but nothing serious throughout 2024. She then got into a relationship in January of 2025. And I went no contact for 4 months with the intention of moving on, her having a new man. She reached out in the spring as her relationship fell apart. What do I say? The rebounds always fall apart. Now, they weren't exclusive, obviously, and it's quite not quite a rebound situation, but most new relationships fail. So I see it often fall apart around the 4-month mark. That's where a lot of breakups happen. She apologized to me and told me she was sorry for ruining her chance with me. You actually spent time with me and respected me, and I threw it all away because I'm young and stupid. Well, that would have felt validating. You get that kind of message, you're like, yeah, you messed it up. Yeah, you were stupid. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it feels good when you hear that, right? Because you're hurt, and you've been hurt for months. I told her I appreciated her saying that, and I need some time to think of how I feel, because it did kind of feel like she was using me again when she came back after the relationship failed. He said, it's in parentheses, this comes up again later. She messaged me about a week after this. I know it wasn't long. About a new car she was purchasing. Sounds like an indirect direct. We began talking again, and I asked to see her. We were now in that state of back and forth, hot and cold again. We ended up going out with a mutual friend to a club one night. He sat down with us and totally wingman me. He said, "What are you two?" We said, "We don't know." "I think we're people. I don't know." He suggested we give it a real go. I told her before I wanted to take her out properly, so I said it would be nice to do something like that. She agreed. She said we should go bowling, and I thought that would be fun. She was excited for it. At the end of the night, she embraced me, put her hands around my neck, and strangled me. No, just kidding. And kissed me. You guys are like, huh? This story is taking a turn. I mean, really went for it, tongues and all, and didn't let go. Bet you really enjoyed that. She messaged me to ask if I got home safe. You should have been like, yeah, did you want to come over? Or did you want me to come over there? The day of the date came along and she canceled. Oh, he should have texted her, "I miss your tongue. Forget the cat. I miss your tongue." I asked if she's worried to go further than what we are, and she said, "I'm going to love you right now." She said, "I'm going to love you right now." Okay. That came out of nowhere. She said she is not able to give anything right now as she is having mental health issues, and due to just being out of a relationship, albeit a short one, she said she would be open to it in the future, but not to be pushy, as I'll push her away. And you could be sure he was pushy, right? You could feel it. You could already sense how much anxiety he has in the way that he writes all of this, and that he is going to do something that is going to feel like pressure to her. Like, because she couldn't even handle the one date. The one date she canceled. Because she's saying, I'm going to love you right now. Like, what? Is she afraid she's going to fall in love with you? Is that what she's implying? That if you guys start dating, she's going to wind up loving you, and she doesn't want to do that because she's having mental health issues and just got out of a relationship? That's kind of what it feels like. I said okay, and we didn't speak for a week until I sent her a picture of me out with friends. She saw a female friend of mine. That wasn't intended to incite jealousy because she knows that this female friend of mine is gay. But the picture only had the back of her head. Oh, okay. So she didn't know who it was. And got really jealous, asking who's the girl about 4 times. So she doesn't go on a date with you, but then she's upset that other women are out on dates with you, even though it's not really a date. She passive-aggressively said, "Enjoy your date." You get that and you're like, oh, that's cold. Enjoy your date. Well, you could have been on that date with me tonight. I'd rather be out with you. But you're the one that said no. Isn't that interesting, right? I explained it was my gay friend, and it was cleared up. The next morning we were speaking, and I asked if she had been on any dates, and she said yes. Doesn't that just make you want to scream? You invite her out. You're really excited about her. You like her a lot. She says no. Then she gets jealous that you might be on a date. But then she's been out on dates. I know I shouldn't get insecure and jealous, but what the hell? She cancels a date with me saying she won't date, but dates other guys. Yeah, because I think she knows you want something serious, and she doesn't want something serious. And that's why she's saying no to you, because she knows, oh, if I date you, this is going to get serious, where all these other guys that she probably doesn't think anything's going to happen with them, oh, I can hang out with them. Also, she gets mad if I'm out with other girls, but she's other guys herself. Hypocrite much? I got a bit angry. I told her I feel like a backup option to her and to find someone else to play that role. Ooh. You could be right. Maybe you were the backup, or she's exploring other options, or maybe she just felt like you wanted something serious and she wasn't ready for that. She said I'm not a backup option, but that she feels trapped with me nowadays. See, that's what I thought it was. I guess because I don't want her being a hypocrite, she said, right now, I'm her friend. I got a little mad and said, find new friends. Okay, I could see. Yeah, you're hurt. You don't want to just be her friend. But look, I don't think you realize how much you're projecting, how much you like her, and that's what's putting her off. I don't think she's ready for something like that. Remember, she is very, very young. She's just getting out of a relationship, and she's probably avoidant. I felt bad about that because I know you said before to potentially accept friendship if it can lead to more in the future. Well, hang on, not friend zone though. Like, I'm okay with us going out and hanging out, but I'm not going to just be like, quote unquote, we're just friends. But also it felt really disrespectful canceling on me, but going out with another guy the following week. Yeah, I could see why. And this has a lot to do with her age. She said right now she wants something casual, but would be open to me taking her out in the future. She needs to heal first. I said, okay, I want to date and have fun with someone who wants the same as me. Don't be dramatic. You're being a little dramatic here.
I want to date and be with someone who wants to have fun with me.
That's not attractive, okay? It's unattractive. I know you're hurt. I know you don't like it. I don't blame you, but you're going to turn her off. And left it for a couple of weeks when I got really anxious. I know, he puts in parentheses, and reached out to her saying, I didn't mean to make her feel pressured before. She knows you didn't mean it. She knows you just like her. I think she knows that. She's quite warm and weirdly said, it's okay, was sending a few selfies of her and stuff, and just generally talking about work and stuff. The conversation died down and hasn't reached out since, so we haven't spoken. I don't know if she distances herself because she needs to heal before speaking with me, or if it's because she prefers this new guy and it's driving me crazy. I don't want him to be her rock, but you're not her rock. You're like the wind. You're like the clouds. Okay, you're too emotional. She can feel it. I don't want him to be a rock and falls for him instead. No. Yeah, that'd be horrible. But get yourself under control. You don't realize how anxious you are. I know I should go into no contact. I haven't spoken to her in a couple of weeks at this point, but I feel like she's getting closer to the new guy. And I saw she added another new guy on Facebook. It's like a lose-lose. If I reach out, she knows I'm in the background while she explores. And if I'm in no contact, I feel she'll get feelings for the new guy. Nothing I can do seems correct. You have to show confidence. That's the most attractive thing you could do here. The other path is to keep speaking her under the guise of casualness and that she knows I want more, hoping that it'll be something more in the future. I wonder what to do. I hope she'll reach out at some point, as we've been close for the past couple years, but also at the point where she doesn't reach out, I want to know how to act to make sure she's not coming back for attention, and to see if I'm still an available option. I want her to come back because she misses me and because she realized I'm the one she wants. Okay, so look, I think that you telegraphed a lot of interest to a very young woman who is probably avoidant and wasn't looking for something serious, and she knows it's what you want. You can't lie to yourself. You're not going to lie to me. You're not going to lie to everybody listening to this video. Everybody in this situation knows that you want to be with her. And that's understandable. But she doesn't want that. She wants something casual. And so the guys she's probably drawn to right now are not pressuring her, not putting commitment on her, and not making her feel overwhelmed. You would have to really get that under control in this situation. And it's going to take you some time, because I think she can see right through your interest level, and she can feel it. And I think if your interest level had been a lot lower and you were more casual genuinely, she would authentically have enjoyed spending time with you. I think she's attracted to you, but she's not attracted to this big commitment of being with you, which is what I think it feels like to her. So you're really going to have to get that under control. And you're really going to have to be in a much more relaxed, casual place with this very younger woman who I don't think is ready for that or looking for that right now. So I don't think she's going to wind up riding you off into the sunset with this new guy. It may be something casual, but that's what I think she's looking for right now. So hopefully this one's been helpful to you. If you want to get my help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coachings and I do Zoom calls. You can check out my creative healing course and my workbooks there. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.